And then when all the animals come out, you can plant vegetables in there in early spring and create thousands of more dollars worth of income from the now decomposed and debugged litter in that system. So it's all very, very simple. Here's turkeys under vineyard, turkeys under a hay wagon. I mean, if you got infrastructure, use it. The point is, you're always thinking about stacking, vertical growth, intercepting more solar energy, and having more intricate, complementary, synergistic relationships. Ultimately, it's all about building relationships. And those of you who are in business, you have the best product in the world, but if you don't have the right team relationships, you can't do squat. You can have a mediocre product, but a great team, and you can turn the world upside down. That's the way this is. But modern farming, we try to minimize relationships. We want to minimize the species. We want to go to monocultures, monospecies. In fact, we don't even want people on the farm. We think we've been so successful because we now have twice as many people incarcerated in prisons as we have farming, and this is so successful, it should be exported to other cultures and they should all be like us. And I think that we're going to have land healing when we have more people on the land loving it, nurturing it, and massaging it. You cannot have land healing without people on that land. And that's the difference between land preservation and land healing. You cannot preserve land in a static capacity. The only way that you can heal land is to create periodic massaging disturbance with loving stewards who are massaging that land. That's the great lie of land preservation. Land preservation without farmer preservation, it just turns it into ecological, lethargic, couch potato, debilitating junk. I didn't say that. Racking house. Okay, this is pigs in the wintertime, chickens and rabbits in the summertime. Again, stacking. This thing, you know, in a 2-car garage, you can gross 10,000 and net 5,000 in a 2-car garage. All right, this is the stacking symbiotic enterprise. It's beautiful. If you don't like chickens, you can have pigs. All right. And when the rabbits get big enough to wean, they come out into hairpins with slatted floors so they can't dig out. We move them every day to a fresh spot. You know, it gets up the end of the field, makes a hairpin turn. The rabbits pick up 75% of their diet off the pasture. 1 acre of grass put through rabbits worth $40,000. Who says you got to have a lot of land to make money farming? This is our son Daniel, who really runs the farm now. I just run around. I know his shirt says Jerry there, but we buy these used uniform shirts from the old, uniform places. When people either die or get fired, and the IRS lets you completely deduct all the cost of clothing if it has a name on it. Doesn't say it has to be your name, it just has to be your name. So Daniel's been keeping these rabbits now for 20 years, starting when he was 8 years old, and he's been line breeding, no outside genetics for 20 years. The acid test is, look at the liver. If the liver's healthy, then he keeps siblings. If it's not, he doesn't. And over 20 years, he's basically created just a completely clean genetic base. The cats get involved too. We want relationships for everybody. Then we go to poultry. Brooder house. All right. We bring them in 3,000 birds at a time, compartmentalize them so they're not all in one big group there. Use technology from the industry. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. There's some smart people in industry, and these nipple waters that they've developed for chicks are just really fantastic. And so we use them. Again, use technology when it allows you to do a better job, not a disrespectful job. And so this bedding just builds up. It grows a lot of molds and fungi. We want it to be real deep and make a healthy chick without vaccines. And then when they get about 2 weeks old, we pick them up and bring them out to floorless field shelters. First day out on the pasture, they're really small. and then they grow, and these are 10 by 12 by 2 foot high portable field shelters that we move every day. There's 75 in a shelter. We move them along, stick a dolly under one end, pull it to the next spot. So these chickens just walk to the next spot, and they just move across the field like a fleet of migratory geese. And you can see there's no dirt left. I mean, they're only on there for 24 hours, 1 day a year, only 1 day a year. So there's 1 day of disturbance, a whole year of rest before they come back to it. And this really generates a tremendous amount of fertility. It's very pasture friendly. It's very chicken friendly. We dip and carry water. Everything's real close there to manage them and take care of them. And then we go to turkeys. Turkeys are in the netting, and they get moved every couple of days as well. You notice where they vacated, there's no dirt. We don't want to see any dirt. Dirt is a pathogen incubator. The rest and sunshine is a pathogen, reduces the pathogenicity. And so the turkeys then can range, and this is aesthetically and aromatically pleasant. Lots of different, there's the guard dog again. Lots of different kinds of little shade structures, very simple, lightweight. Notice it's all portable. You can move it around your land, move it around the farm. This is the big roost mobile, a scissor truss. The turkeys can get up in the roost. It's big enough for 400 to 500 turkeys. It's just wonderful. This is the infrastructure. You see, the buildings and all that are just, they don't exist. You can take the whole farm down the road. Okay? So it becomes extremely versatile. And of course the turkeys have their own sermons and stump meetings and you know, political campaigns, whatever. I don't know if these are Democrats or Republicans. I don't care. But I eat them all. But this makes the kind of farm that makes a place for the children to be helpful and work. I mean, we don't feed anything to the animals or the soil that we can't eat. And that's important. In fact, it's all just a choreography. The animals do the work. I'm just a choreographer making sure the dance is occurring at the right time and in symbiosis. So that we bring them in to our little illegal processing facility and back them up right there. We're putting them in the cones. This is a rotary cone thing where we kill them. It's like we don't electrocute like the industry does. We do the more kosher, halal kind of idea. And we call that our wheel of fortune. And then they come into the scalder and into the picker. That's our relaxation chamber. This is our surgery. We perform surgery on every patient. They're never sick another day. Two rules are, you know, keep your mouth shut. If you feel something on your lip, don't lick it. All right. But I want you to notice the community here. I want you to notice the community. See the people. We think the greatest resource loss in America is not the Rhode Island-sized dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico, as bad as that is, or the loss of soil, or the loss of rural communities. The biggest loss is people. That's the greatest loss in our farm. And we're wanting to put the culture back into agriculture. Because, trust me, people can hug the land with a lot more knowledge and a lot more heart than a GPS-guided John Deere. And it gives us a chicken that's unbelievable in the world. Okay? And then we compost all the guts right there on site instead of feeding them back to the chickens like the industry does. It all runs on carbon. I want to see carbon piles. When it's over, it's over. You know, it's seasonal. We don't raise them all the time. We take a break. What we've done, though, as American agriculture is we've created all these no trespassing signs. What this basically says is our animals are so immunodeficient, we can't let you come on our farm because you might bring a disease. But there's our side. We want people to come. We want people to come to get in touch with their food system, to get in touch with their food supply. There's my bride of 30 years, Teresa, taking care of a customer in the on-farm sales building. There's a customer shopping there in the freezers. There's a son, Daniel, taking care of a customer in the sales building. We want people to come. There's our daughter taking customer children out on a tour around the farm, picking up rabbits, picking up chicks, building an intimate relationship with their food before they sit down for this intimate relationship we've had tonight. You know, eating is kind of intimate. I mean, next to the act of marriage, it's one of the more intimate things that we do. We take this food into our bodies, right? All right. The little last bird sing the prettiest songs. The little last bird sing the prettiest songs.